Welcome back to the third video on how to make a post. Just going to do a few advanced things. You might remember the last time we made a post, we tagged it for the front page, which means it would appear here. Just a note for everyone, but especially for Daryl, let's be really careful about how many things we post to the front page. I really don't want to see more than 5 or 6 things there, and Daryl, I can take your privileges away to post to the front page if that gets abused. Now let's go back to that post we had before. If you can't remember where you posted something or you didn't tag it to anything, if you click on recent posts and you're logged in, you'll see a page that looks a bit like this. If you're not logged in, it'll be a little less cluttered. Here's our post here we just made, how to make a post. You can go straight to it there. You can go to the place in the menu where it is, or if things are in more than one place, they'll appear, there's more than one link there. You can go directly to edit it or clone it or delete it, or there's actually this address over here which I'll talk about in a little while. But if we go back in and edit our post, just a couple of more advanced things to talk about. You might notice here that the text is quite close to the picture. If we want to fiddle around with the table here, if you right click on the table cell, you can actually change a couple of properties. If we make the cell wider, and it will appear like this, and then if we want to go back in again and center the text in our particular cell, we can make the table look like that, and you can play around with that and make that nicer. Now let's talk about links. Down here you'll see that every post gets an automatic alias. That's the default, and it tries to make sense of the title, but we can actually go in and change that and make that whatever we want, and then when we save that, that will be the way that people can find our post. If you want to make a link inside your post, you can select some text, hit the link item, and you can insert an email, a web address as a whole line like that with all the stuff there, or if it's an internal DPC address, you can just specify the fancy URL we talked about earlier. Hit the button there, and that then becomes a link that you can use. Once you select that item again, you can go in and edit that link, and you can see that here it's put the D69 in there automatically for you. And again, you can put some text here that will appear as the hover thing when it gets hovered over. You can also make a picture into a link. If you go in there, you can see that the picture icon is selected. You can go and edit your image if you want, make it bigger, smaller, you can crop it, do all those kind of things. But if you then press the link item, and again press the link, put a link in, that will all be good. It's especially important when you make a picture into a link that you give it some hover text, otherwise people will think it's a nice picture and will never really realise that it's actually somewhere they can go. Obviously you need to change the hover text in the picture as well to get that to happen, not just in the link. Now, one last trap for young players is that because we can change the names of links very quickly, what that means is that if I make a link on my page to another DPC page, it will, and if that page then gets changed in its title or the alias gets changed, this link will no longer work. The best way around that is, you might remember on the recent post page, we had an address that looks something like this. If you put that address in for another page on the DPC website, that will never change. That's the node number for that particular post, and it will never get a different number, and no other post will ever get its number. So that will give you a link that's far more permanent. Okay, I think you know everything you need to know about links now, and we can save this page.